What's going on, guys? This is EK1 Gaming here, and today's video we're going to be bringing you a video on the PTS for TU12. This is kind of my second video on the PTS of just some finds and some information about what we've found in the PTS. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good. However, we will kind of see what happens in the next phase as well. I think that pretty much all of our testing is done on phase 1 now. There's nothing really else for us to test. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, little notification bell, and leave me a comment in the comment section below letting me know how you feel about the first phase of the PTS and what you've seen so far. So to start with, let's talk about the Scorpio shotgun. This is the new exotic shotgun, and a lot of people have been talking about this weapon and how good it is. So we're basically on Legendary. We've got Rogue Agents in the Summit. It really is going to be kind of a go-to if you want to just face tank Rogue Agents in Summit, or face tank any kind of NPCs, especially dogs and stuff like that in this Summit as well. As you can see, they pretty much can't do anything. As long as you're landing shots on them, they can't actually shoot you. They just keep getting throws. They keep getting the status effects. It's pretty easy just to take them down. And I'm running like no armor at all here, so the shotgun doesn't do big damage. Like, it doesn't like do a massive amount of actual damage. It's more for the fact of the disruption that it causes, the shock, the bleed, you know, the foam, all that good stuff for PvP, etc. And I mean, for PvE, for me, this is probably going to be a must-have secondary if you're not already using an exotic. For me, I'll probably keep it equipped just for these kind of cases. If you get, caught short a little bit and you need to just kind of put some shock or some status on some people, you can do that quite easily just by landing a few shots. If your teammates also got the shotgun on, it helps because your stacks basically stack up together. So they don't, it doesn't take as many shots if you're both shooting them. Now, for PvP, I'm kind of torn with this. People are saying this is going to be a new meta. Personally, I don't think it will be a meta. However, I think it will be a big part of PvP in terms of not like a support, but kind of a support way, where basically people are going to be laying down that status effect for their DPS people to come in and start mounting, because the shotgun's not going to shred you down. You know, you do have to land quite a lot of shots to kill somebody with the shotgun, and that's like, I'd say about 4 or 5 shots, but you are disrupted, you're everything else, you know, foamed. But honestly, I think it's going to work well in a team, so I do think we'll see a lot of it in PvP for sure. I definitely might give it a bit of a go, try and build something just around that gun itself. But yeah, so top marks for the Scorpio shotgun for now. PvE-wise, it's fantastic. PvP, we're yet to really see it shine in a proper build. So on the subject of PvP and kind of what the new update's going to bring for that, and I mean, it's not really bringing a lot towards PvP at all. As you know, it's kind of been neglected, and the devs don't really seem to be doing anything in terms of PvP for new content, or even just trying to kind of fix it up a little bit, make it a bit more enjoyable. However, the Scorpio shotgun does obviously stack on other people, so if they're in a team together, and you can stack like 1 bullet on one bullet on the other, and then they'll both get the kind of statuses and stuff like that. You can also run this with creeping death. So what creeping death does basically is, if you shoot an NPC and you're near a rogue agent, or you're rogue and you shoot an NPC, the stacks actually move over to the players nearby. So that's going to be kind of fun if you're you know, if you're just in a landmark or near a landmark, you can shoot some NPCs and actually potentially drop players with the status. Although the status isn't really hitting that hard, so the player would have to be super squishy to get killed with the bleed, and it does give you plenty of time to kind of heal up and etc. But it's definitely annoying for players if you want to get away, or if you're just running away from someone, just shoot a couple of NPCs and slow the players down. Now, as well with PvP, we kind of tested out some skill builds, and the rigger set. We tested out some new combinations of skills that I pretty much don't use, because I don't really use skill builds. But we thought we'd do a little test, and I'm going to show you that test in a second. You're definitely not going to want to miss it. And we're going to test like how far somebody can get out of the control point, or checkpoint should I say, sorry, without dying when I've got my skills on the ground. Now, this was kind of just done on the first day. We messed around with some skills. We did a little bit of messing around with like hives and shrapnel traps and all that good stuff. And we just kind of put on different builds to test out how far you could survive. Now, I will say that in PvP on the PTS, and I hope it does stay on the PTS, is that the players seems to load in before they can do anything. So I can shoot players before they actually have loaded into the dark zone. So I see them basically earlier than they even load in. Like him there, he's already loaded in before. As you can see, it takes like that split second where they kind of, I don't know, it's like they putting their mask down, but that animation is causing a delay on them being able to get their guns out, get their shields out, etc. So for me, that's going to be a bit of a problem, because we had it basically where we wasn't even out the door on our screen and we were getting shot and killed. Now, let's have a look at this test that we done and see how far Ratchet got out of the actual checkpoint. Bearing in mind, Ratchet put 2.2 million armor on his build, and he also then switches to 100% hazard protection with a load of armor as well. Let's take a look at that clip now. So I just chucked together a bit of a build, and we didn't really play around with it too much. I'm not an expert on skill builds, and I don't even claim to be so. This is just the actual gear set. So the brand set I found was really good, even better actually. But we basically put down a shrapnel trap and our stinger hives on the ground. Ratchet's now going to spawn out. As you can see, I can kill him before he even spawns, and he's dead. So he's got 2.2 million armor on at this point. Now, this build, as I say, is not something that I pride myself on. It's not something that I can say I'm really good at. So there is plenty of combinations that people will put together that will hit a lot harder than what my build is hitting right now. And that's the scary part for me, is people are basically just going to stack all their skills in one place and just keep spawn trapping people over and over again. Now, that's not fun PvP. That's definitely shouldn't be allowed. You know, you shouldn't be able to do that. And with that delay in the spawn time, as I mentioned earlier, this is becoming a big problem, or will be a big problem if it's not addressed. I am reporting this to the devs so they look into it for sure. It definitely shouldn't be happening like this. Maybe, you know, if you just don't go into the occupied DZ, you know, go into the one with the turrets maybe, I don't know, but this is definitely going to cause issues for players that just want to have a bit of PvP action. And you know you're going to get a salty 4-man team, just put skills outside the door. It already happens now, but with this update, it's going to look like it's going to be worse, because as well as having the new gear sets and brand sets, you also get the optimization station, which is basically going to up everyone's damage anyway, skill damage, etc. So that to me is something that definitely needs addressing. Let me know in the comment section below what builds you've tried out, if you found some decent builds. I did kind of get a half decent PvE build going with the skills, and that involved combined arms, etc. So that was pretty cool. I am kind of seeing why people use skill builds, but I still can't use a skill build myself. I really don't like just sitting there pressing Q and E, but you guys will know that anyway from all of my gameplay and videos. So thank you so much, everyone. Take care, and I will see you all in the next video. Let's go!